Hello everyone and welcome back to Straight Talk. Honestly, I have no idea where we just left off. I know we were talking about Tyler Perry and all of his stuff, but
sidebar conversation.
I was told to leave Tyler and his baby mama and
all of that alone, okay?
I mean, leave his
he's Team Oprah and we don't mess with Team
leave
Oprah.
his surrogate alone. I wonder if
hey surrogate.
I wonder if his surrogate and Beyonce's surrogate ever have conversations together.
Oh my god. Leave Beyonce out of this. Okay?
So anyway, moving along. I know we started
the
on
Beehive, the agency after.
Hey Beehive, can y'all help me out and do what y'all did for Kid Rock and got his albums like #1 and all of that? So if y'all can, tweet me, retweet me, tag me, all of that. Hey.
I love you, Beyonce. We are in now look, let me tell you now, I'm not a stan. But I love Beyonce just because she's from Houston and she made it. Like, she's every ghetto girl's dream. Success story. Yes. Bitch, you know people like in Houston who used to be like, girl,
I'm from Louisiana, so.
Like, you think you're gonna be a singer from Houston? Like, okay.
Oh, Beyonce made it.
Right.
Beyonce just made it though.
Well, whatever. So, she's there. Hey, B.
But anyway, I don't want to talk about it. Hey Beyonce, if you need some acting lessons, call me. I'm sure I couldn't help you. I'm just trying to rile you up the Beehive so they can tweet me and all that and do all that. So if y'all if y'all tweet me, make sure y'all put Straight Talk or put hashtag ST2015. You can also put TLWL 2014. So hey Beehive. But anyway, going on to, I know we started off talking about like representation of gay black men in media. We talked about
speaking of
Tyler Perry.
I didn't mention, if you've not seen I believe it's Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt on Netflix.
Never heard of it.
Oh my god, you have to watch it. It's a Tina Fey series, and so
she's directing it, or
she's, I guess, directing and producing.
Okay.
And I don't want to get into like the whole story or whatever. Just look it up. But there is a black gay character there named Titus. And what I love about that character is that he's not the typical black gay. I mean, he kind of is, and then he kind of isn't. Like, he's not aesthetically what people are, I guess, buying in terms of the gay image right now as far as black men are concerned. Because for the most part, I think most of what we see kind of
fashion queens.
Yeah, no, like, he's not in that instance, and he's not one of the, he's trying to make it himself, and I respect that. And it's funny.
They're roommates,
it's
right?
Good, yeah,
okay.
And it's good, funny, like, cheeky humor, and so big ups to him, and shouts out to him, because he's not what you typically, he's not, in any instance, he would be what you would be told not to hit someone up for being, because he would be fat and femme and all of that. So shouts out to him because he is doing his thing.
Do you think that is a plus when it comes to representation?
Absolutely, because that's not the norm, and if it is, then we have some real work to do, because in all actuality, I feel like we're so obsessed with body image and I guess gender norms that it is we're black gay men. Why are we so obsessed with six packs and muscles and masculinity? It's kind of ridiculous to me. I get where it comes from, but and to be perfectly honest, I think most of us get where it comes from, but we just choose to do nothing about it. It's one thing for you to be attractive, and it's something totally different for you to be so obsessed or to feel entitled because you look a certain way. I'm not gonna lie, a bitch works out. I do. I go to the gym. I run many miles, but I don't do it because I want a six-pack. I do it because most of my family suffers from high blood pressure, heart disease, and diabetes. That's my main goal in life, is to avoid all three. So that's where that comes from for me. But I mean, I think that it's totally like, I think it's ridiculous for us to feel like everybody has to, like, for us to buy into those ideals of looking a certain way and having a certain type of body, because I feel like it's robbing us of like quality relationships and quality friendships and circles, because we feel like we need to be a certain something, or we need to be surrounded by a certain something to be validated.
I think, like, we talked about Empire. The one thing I do like about Empire is that it's predominantly black cast, and the fact that it's broken all kind of goddamn records and one of Fox's like biggest shows and everything. So I love that aspect of it. But when we talk about representation of like gay blacks and everything, I think Jamal, I love Jamal. I think he's great. I think he's his acting wise, he's been doing a great job. Very attractive guy. What I hate is that, did you ever watch Noah's Ark?
I did. Who hasn't? Like, bitch, look, Logo, y'all are really like,
call me, bitch. I've been tagging y'all.
Look, Logo, I've been tagging y'all.
Like, y'all don't fucking tag me.
Look, even if it's the original cast or it's a new cast or whatever,
all the life we live,
you all have no idea what that show has done for so many young black gay males in this community, and for us to be robbed of that. Like, shit, Sex and the City at least got 6 seasons. Like, it's
three movies or 2 movies?
And 2 movies, I believe. And talks of another. But, you know, I was having a conversation with friends again, and we're talking about how, you know, they snuck and watched Noah's Ark because it was the first time people got to see, you know, like, and not even people in general, but just young black gay men got to see themselves on TV and identify with somebody and identify with situations. And, you know, like, it's, you know, everybody, like in America, we speak of this narrative where people have these coming of age stories and all these kinds of things. And, you know, teenage girls get it, young men get it, you know, young dating couples, married couples, they get it, and romantic comedies and all this other kind of stuff where usually gays aren't incorporated, and certainly not black gays. So what Noah's Ark did for black gay men was nothing short of like monumental for us. Because it wasn't all the perfect, you know, wasn't all the perfect writing and all that other kind of shit, but it was just acting. Or acting. Like, it really wasn't about none of that. You know, to be honest, it was just being able to see us on TV and identify. Because I mean, I was even impressed with the representation of each person. Like, I feel like they were a little bit, but it was there was something for someone. I know some people weren't, but I appreciate.
I think those people are uncomfortable with themselves.
But I appreciate them having the person who finds out later in life that they actually do like men. I appreciate the friend who is uber educated and a little bit stiff and you know, a little bit of a prude. I respect the friend who is a whore and whose sex is any and everybody. I appreciate the friend who is the mom of the group or like, you know, the matriarch or patriarch, whatever you identify with. But that parental or that loving figure that kind of brings everybody together and is, you know, everybody is the nucleus of the group. Like, I loved that. And I think that if Logo or whomever sat down and asked anybody, they would tell you that, you know, it was a huge deal for black gays in this community. There were people, I didn't find out about it until like a season after it was, and I was a young child, honey, and it was just like, what?
No, I didn't watch it on when it was on or whatever. I don't like, because I was in the army. It was like my first year or so, first couple of months, and I had a friend of mine who had the DVDs and I didn't have cable, and so he was like, you know, watch Noah's Ark. And so I just sat there, I'm like, oh shit, let me watch it. I did in my mind at 19, 20, 21 years old, I was one of those people like coming into the lifestyle like, okay, you know, I'm not gonna watch that. This shit is gay. I'm not gonna watch that. But once you actually watch it and you see the different type of characters that are portrayed, and although people looked at Noah and say, you know, he's flamboyant, over the top.
So
he
what?
represented a type of gay black man that is in the real world, and the fact that you saw his struggles with relationships, his struggle with his own personal identity, and all of that is like it was a group of gay black men, different backgrounds, different personalities. And that's what, to me, it was a good representation of that, because it didn't represent just one type of gay black man. So when we look at shows like,
it was a gay black show.
Yeah,
like, it was a show.
Unfortunately, that type of show won't become popular. The Life We Live won't become popular because it will. Y'all should watch it. But and that's the thing. That's one of my issues when it comes to these new shows. Like, they always have that. It's like, you know, they have the token black. There's a token gay, and 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be somebody that's flamboyant, that's over the top. And it's good to see shows like Empire that has Jamal, who's like a younger, who's finding himself and finding that, you know, empowerment within himself. I love that side of the show. Now, the writing could be a bit over the top, which I stated earlier, and the acting could be a little bit over the top and all that. But one of the shows that we talked about last week, and each week I'm looking forward to Tuesday nights to see Being Mary Jane. I love
Tuesday.
Being Mary Jane is like one of my favorite shows.
It is up there. I don't really care for TV in general. I'm not a TV watcher for the most part. Like, I watch TV because my boo likes to watch TV, and so that's like an us thing. But Being Mary Jane, bitch, I'm tuned in every Tuesday at 9 Central Time.
If y'all haven't watched Being Mary Jane, I don't care if y'all say y'all don't like a friend of mine say he doesn't like Gabrielle Union because she's not
Gabby, bitch. Actress. I love you in Being Mary Jane.
This role, it had to be written for Gabrielle Union because it's perfect. But when the whole black gay representation, trying to stay on topic, although we spent an hour and something.
Call us, girl. Gabby at Gabby on this or something. Get on your Twitter and at her and let her know that we love her.
I'll tag her in a clip. I'll do clips of this for this episode to tweet people. So hopefully somebody tweets back. Beehive, get me out there. But when it comes to Being Mary Jane, her best friend is gay, and his whole relationship, he was dating the white guy, and then he slept with the white guy on the last episode.
Yeah.
I personally was not happy with that display because, he was just, they got done doing some things, and it was the very end aspect, and it was no kiss, no real embrace or anything. The guy was just basically laying there. Somebody said that he loved it because it was a step up for BET.
Yeah, look, baby,
BET used to get all the gays they didn't have on there.
Look, who? No, that's me being messy. Never mind. Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Tyler Perry movies on there all the time.
No, but I can appreciate Gabby and Mara pulling BET out of their comfort zone. I'm sure because the history that BET has with gays, it's not even it's not something that we see on television. So I can appreciate that they actually are kind of humanizing in a sense. They're showing somebody in a gay role that's not being ostracized and made fun of, or being the stereotypical, not being the stereotypical gay or whatever. Even though we are of all facets, colors, hues, personality types, backgrounds, education, all that all of that good stuff. But I can appreciate that they were willing to do that. Because to be perfectly honest, in this community, we're no different from others. I don't feel like it was a hookup. It was a hookup. He met this man at a party, and he had just broken up with a boo, and it was a hookup. So I get it. I wasn't expecting them to make love. He just met this man 30 minutes ago. They're I wanted them to kiss, and that to me wouldn't have been authentic. I understand that y'all put some thought into that or whatever. So I understand. I'm fine with that. I do want for him to have a black boyfriend at some point, or a black love interest. Huh?
You're racist.
No, look, this is the thing. I'm not racist. But this is my observation. In Empire, the first love interest was a Latin man. It's fine, whatever. I love
Dora.
I love my brown brothers and sisters.
She was funny with that.
I love my brown brothers and sisters. I do. And then the second guy is clearly of mixed race, which is fine too. I'm sure he's a black man, you know, or however he identifies is totally fine. But I would like to see black gays together on TV.
And that's
I
the thing,
feel like
why
I feel like everybody is kind of tiptoeing around that because it's not something that I feel like it's strategic. I don't feel like it's one of those things where it's just a coincidence. He came in and he read for the role of hookup number 1. And, you know, he was just perfect for the role.
They knew.
Yeah, I feel like
hookup number
strategic.
1 said white, Hispanic, whatever. It didn't say any. I'm sure of that. Pretty sure of that.
But understand that, you know, Gabby, girl, speaking to you as a good girlfriend, right? As a good girlfriend.
Good Judy.
It's not the white gays watching Being Mary Jane every Tuesday night at 9 Central time in Houston. It is your black gay brothers that are tuned in and going to bat for you on the rating scale.
I love that fucking show. That show is amazing.
I appreciate like this girl they are really sleeping on you. Like this girl has tackled human trafficking, bitch, drug use, body image, sexuality.
The show, which you know it's more, I'm sure. They're tackling everything that's happening in the world. So like if you see it on TV right now, probably next
Black
season
men and
it's gonna be on fucking Being Mary Jane. But it's like to me, you know, aside from let's wrap up the whole gay black men so we can get into Mary Jane because this is gonna about to be a quick little Mary Jane,
a whole segment.
Mary Jane thing. But my thing when it comes to black gays and television, all of that, I feel that one, people are so used to seeing those type of guys that are, no offense to Derek J, Lawrence, or anything like that. Y'all making a living,
and they do represent. Y'all are representing. So
y'all represent who y'all are, and it's good that y'all made a place on television for yourselves and other gay black men. But it's y'all representing a portion of the population. But unfortunately, that's what, for whatever reason, people want to see. Those type of gay black men.
I think it's easier. Those type of black men come off as less intimidating. They're not something that they are really. Yeah. You know, like it's nothing that you have to take too serious. It's something that you can laugh. It's entertainment in a sense, so you don't have to really like wrap your mind around it. You're not. I'm sure there are some people. I'm sure there are some white people watching that at home that
and
are just
not taking
like,
serious.
Yeah, they play that role so well. That's so funny.
But and I would love to see more. Like I want to see a fucking sitcom or a drama or whatever starring a fucking gay black character, something that represents the whole aspect of who
Mary Jane, girl. You are a black man. Look. Mary Jane is a black gay man. Dude, for real. You are a black homosexual man.
No.
You have dated a married man and come out of it and realize there's somebody in your life that you love, but y'all just can't seem to get it together. You are the one person in your family who has made something of themselves. Like, you are
and your family, they love you, but at the same time,
they don't really like you that much.
Yes, bitch.
Your fat niece is the one who can't stand you, but you love them to death, and y'all are always talking about, like, you love to drink, girl, you love alcohol. You are a black gay man.
No,
real.
When it was last season, and it's reasons, like, these are reasons why I love the show. Like this episode, this motherfucker went into the bathroom. I don't know which one of her boos was coming over, and she did not have enough time to shower. She went in that bathroom. She did that like right there, and I was like, Mary Jane. I done had times where when I was younger, when I was living with my mom, I would go in there, I didn't want her to know that I was taking a shower and then leaving out the house, because she was like, why are you taking a shower then you leaving out the house? So I was up there, had the water running just slow. I was up there trying to wash it up and there, like, I'm about to get out the house right quick. Just hitting them spots, y'all. Y'all know about them spots. Don't even act like that. But the thing with Mary Jane,
house is impeccable, girl. You drive a Porsche. Like, bitch, you are a black. I'm telling you right now.
I don't agree with what he's saying. All of my gay black men, I don't believe in the stereotype that he's portraying.
I'm not
Mary Jane.
I'm not speaking based on perception, bitch. I'm speaking based on experience.
Mary Jane is real.
And Mary Jane, you are a black gay man. I'm telling you right now.
No.
There are not very many. You can't relate to her in no way?
No. Because you know who the black gay man is?
Ooh.
I'm the black gay man.
One day.
Being John Doe. Being John Doe. Coming soon. Executive producer. Say her name. Mara.
You don't even know. Mara, call me, girl.
Mara.
Am I
saying it right? Mara?
Mara. He's from Louisiana, girl. Don't fault him for it. He can't help you.
Being John Doe. Coming to BET soon. Executive producer. Mara. But anyway.
It's a great show for real, and honestly, like I'm joking, but I say that just to emphasize the fact that the character is very relatable for African Americans, for people just in general, for young people in general. Like, it is a highly relatable television show. I love the content. I love the conflicts that arise. I love, the writing. I love the incorporation of the quotes. I love that whole, it's smart.
The music. That Erykah Badu episode.
The music is smart.
Erykah put me in my
sexy, and it is, oh man, like.
And I think that's one of the things, like, for me, when I look at shows with the acting, the writing, producing, directing, all of that. So when like some of the songs with Erykah Badu and even is that where you got the moment for life?
No.
What song played at the end? Was it Moment for Life?
At the end?
Yeah. The last episode when she was dancing.
Oh, what was it? It wasn't Moment for Life, I don't think.
It was Nicki Minaj because Nicki Minaj played in the episode.
What was it?
I don't know. Anyway.
But I want you to know that I have done that many times.
And this is my thing. Like when I said, earlier in the video, I said Empire was unrealistic and all of that. At the end of the day, I think no matter how much money you have and all of that,
I don't know, because I don't have very much yet.
We're going to be back after this commercial break, and then we're going to talk about the whole production and editing and all of that stuff of Empire. Not Empire. What's the name of the show? What we talking about? Mary Jane. We're talking about being Mary Jane and being John Doe. We'll talk about all of that after this commercial break. This wine, though.
Come by M Society anytime before Splash and get a free VIP Splash Pass. The address is 1116 Jackson Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77006. M Society works for you.
I see why the fuck Danielle left your ass.
What the fuck you just said?
I see why the fuck Danielle left your ass.
What, am I bothering you? Yes, right now you are, because I could be fucking Alicia right now.
Get out.
What you mean?
Get out. Go.
You tried to play me like a goddamn fool.
What are you talking about?
Just let me explain. Alicia.
Welcome back.
So, what were we talking about? Mary Jane and all of that. I like Mary Jane, and I like the guy's character. I wish that he had more of a
role
part in the show and everything, but for the most part, it seemed like
it's not about him though.
He's the token. He's the token.
But he didn't have to be. And he could have just as easily been a girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I appreciate that.
But I'm glad that Mara is going to be doing Being John Doe, starring Bobby.
God. No, but I can say one of the best scenes I've seen in television ever was the scene when he came out to his father, or when he was out to his father, because that dialogue,
that
mother went off, honey. She set that up. She did it. But I appreciate the dialogue because it was so real. It was so real. A lot of times we get the discontent from parents who don't believe in, who are upset about it and yada yada yada.
Hold on.
But to me,
hold on.
What?
Because he didn't give y'all, for those of you who do not watch Being Mary Jane, he didn't give y'all the whole setup. So
go back and watch
the episode.
Go watch it.
In the episode, y'all need to go back and watch it.
You do.
In the episode, the mom is Mary Jane, the guy, his mom, and his dad. And the mom is basically like, his name Mark. He's like, what's Mark? It's Mark. He's like, Mark, when are you gonna stop lying? I know that you're gay. Why don't you just tell us? And so they just
because Mary Jane, with her wonderful heart, actually agreed.
The beard.
Oh my God! Like, who doesn't? Like, let me tell you something. If you agree to that, straight women, like, I'm gonna say this. I absolutely love you.
Good friend, but sometimes
I wouldn't do that.
You need to tell your friend. Hey,
I wouldn't even involve myself in that foolishness.
As a friend, if you can't be who you are to these people,
that's fine. That's your business. But don't involve me in it. It's basically like mine.
But the mom,
though you are.
The mom outed him to his
she wasn't
to the dad. It was just like I know you're gay.
Right.
And the dad, he sat there and he said, I'm hurt. Not because you're gay, but because as your father, as the relationship that we had as father and son, you had a part of your life that you could not share with me, or you felt you could not share with me. And as a father, I missed out on that relationship with my son.
Father was like, fuck that. I don't particularly care for you being gay. But I raised the kind of man that would stand up to me and tell me face to face, flat out, that I am a gay man and I don't give a shit what you think about it. And unfortunately, you turned out to be the spineless kind of man that would hide behind who he is and fake to me and my wife who you are because you were afraid I wouldn't be accepting. And I thought I raised you to be the kind of man who did not give a shit about what anybody else thought.
He's on that negative aspect. The negative aspect.
No, it's not negative to me.
He still said that he didn't have share that part of his life.
Absolutely, and it's true. I mean, I guess, well, for me, I can relate because because when my mother found out that I was gay, it wasn't.
You gay?
Yes, child.
Yes, I didn't know that.
You know, I'm very private. But the conversation that we had, it was similar. Now, it wasn't as heated, and my mother didn't go in on me like that, but it was one of those things where she still held me accountable.
My mama did.
It was one of those things where she held me accountable. Now, I don't know,
are you about to tell your story?
Briefly.
Don't tell too much of it, okay?
Okay.
Because that gonna be our next video.
I'm not gonna tell too much.
Coming out stories.
But it was one of those things where, like, it was basically, it kind of went down to the same thing. Like, I'm more hurt because we had the kind of relationship where I felt like you'd be able to tell me that, and I kind of tried to play around it, like, okay, well, I have a straight brother and a straight sister. There's 3 of us. I'm the youngest, and I'm like, okay, well, my older brother, nah, they both very straight. No, my brother's a thug. Don't do that.
Really?
my brother,
that don't mean nothing.
My brother's a gangster, okay?
I didn't.
No. But what I'm saying is, and shouts out to my brother. I absolutely love him to death. He is the quintessential. You have a bae, right? Exactly. Get your life together. He is the quintessential big brother, like, for real. Like, he is my protector, like, anything I need, anytime somebody gets out of line, like, he will put you in your place. But it was one of those things where I felt like, okay, well, my older brother, my older sister, they didn't have to come out to you as straight, but it was kind of one of those things like, don't play me with that bullshit, because like, I knew those 2 were straight, and I knew how to be a parent to them. I knew how to ask about you know, who they were dating and, you know, give them that motherly advice in terms of protection and who are you dating and how to be safe. And I was able to do my job as a parent because they were willing to be open with me in that aspect. And so she was not going to let me put it back on her or like run from the fact that I didn't tell her like face to face, honestly, right then, right there, that she kind of had to find out, so to speak. So I can empathize with that because it's real, it's true. It takes a lot of courage, takes a lot of strength to go to your parents and tell them exactly who you are and how you love. And I know that everybody's not going to have that kind of relationship, and I know that it's going to work out differently for each and every person. So I would never tell somebody how to handle that situation. But you know your parents, and your parents will let you know exactly, you know, how they feel. And I feel like that's healthy. So I really should have come to my mother, and we really should have had that conversation way before, but we didn't, and she held me accountable for that, and for that I love her to death. I love her,
like with,
for not letting me off the hook.
With the Mark character, his dad was upset, and he still, I think it was upsetting because he felt he raised him a certain way, and then he says missing out on that part of their life. And I feel that as gay black men, and this is sidebar, one of my biggest things when it comes to me doing straight talk, doing the life we live, I'm not here trying to say black gay power,
none of us
power to the man or anything like that. My vision, my goal is to have this open forum for people. At the end of the day, it's not about black, gay, white, straight, orange, blue, bi, all those things. It's about being open communication between people and allowing us to be who we are, no matter what you are or where you're from. But back to like with Mark and, you know, just people in general, if you have something that you need to talk to your mom, your dad, or whoever about, be able to say, okay, I know who I am, I know who these people are, I need to have that open communication with them. Assess. But also, like with my mom, you know, like I said, I don't want to talk about too much about it because I want it to be a video. My mom went through those phases, like 5 phases, you know, denial, grief, anger, and all of that. She literally went through those. Like, did you study them in school?
I did. My mama didn't go through.
It was it was funny because like at first I was kind of like, the fuck? But then I talked to, like, I was working at the hospital. I talked to the counselor, and she was telling me about it. And so, like, you know, I read more up on it and everything. And so, like, I literally saw her go through those stages. Mm-hmm. And my thing is, understand that yes, your parents may be hurt. They may feel a certain way. They may have an understanding of the gay black culture, the gay culture, period, because of what they've seen on television. So hopefully, despite our me calling Tyler Perry a homosexual and all that, which
I didn't say that, Tyler.
Anyway, be able to represent yourself in a way that when somebody looks at you, they can say, oh, they're gay, they're whatever the case may be, so that it's not a stereotype when it comes to who we are. Like, my mom literally told me that she thought all men that were gay wanted to be women, and all women that wanted to be gay wanted to be men. I was like, what? Like, I love who I'm comfortable with who I am. I love who I am, and I don't want to change that for whatever. And hopefully, you know, there's transgender and all that. And that's nothing. If there are any transgender people out there, I would love to have a video with y'all and sit down and have a conversation with us. So hit me up. But I think it's my main point right now. Despite this cup, that was one of the show drama.
That's a whole other topic. You trans men, I want y'all to know, okay? You all could get pretty much any gay man that I know some men ain't into that, but I'm not one of them. Y'all are some cute baby. Look.
But even like shit,
there's such gentlemen.
There was this stud female. I was looking at her, I'm like, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, something about that motherfucker was sexy as hell.
Do you want to shout them out?
I don't know who she is. I don't know like that. I don't know like that.
So you stalking people? He's stalking studs. Watch
seen the
yourself.
picture.
There are a lot of gay men that are looking at you and they're just not saying it.
And that's the thing is, it's like it's a sex appeal that comes across, and you know everybody likes what they like and they do what they do and all of that. But like I was saying, you know, my whole point is be who you are and be comfortable enough to stand firm in just that. And in order to make a difference, in order to move forward in the world, we have to be able
at
to
a certain
do that.
point too. You have to understand. I want all kids too to assess their personal situations. Now, if you make no, because it's real. Like LGBT teen homelessness. I'm sorry. You know, teens who are displaced and or who are abused by parents because they don't understand and they only have one. You know. They only have one purpose in life, and that is to raise the perfect child or the child that they set out to raise. You know, definitely know your situation. Like, you know, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Like, it wasn't something where, like, when my mother found out I was gay, I was grown. Like, I was living my life like it was golden on the whole of I was out of the house and into my own life. So it wasn't a threat to my livelihood in a sense. It wasn't a threat to my well-being in that sense. I was able to sustain myself. Even though I felt like, okay, even if I had come out or it had been found out before, I had the kind of mother that would have stood by me regardless. And I love her for that. But that just wasn't something that, you know, like I was gonna, girl, mom, you know, like if we were freshmen in high school, like, girl, we don't even need to be, you know. Even though before that, like my mother I felt like was always an advocate. Like she wasn't giving you like nobody was getting breaks in the house because of whatever. Like if you were a teenager in her house and you had friends and y'all were doing things, y'all were going out, y'all were hanging out, that you would get an STD test. I had my first STD panel and HIV test at 14. I was a freshman in high school, and it was a yearly ritual after that, ongoing, no matter what. You know, my mother was a teen parent, you know, like she's lived life inside Houston where it wasn't always, you know, roses and all that. So I knew gay people growing up. I knew, you know, like I have gay family members. It wasn't a matter of, you know, so I think she had evolved from that whole thing of like, what did I do? I have a very straight brother, a very straight sister. So it wasn't the fact that I was raised a certain way or anything like that. It's just a matter of me being who I am as an individual. And I think that was kind of the great thing about her finding out later, because it wasn't one of those things where, oh, I'm gonna fix you. Girl, that's just, you can't do that at this point. That's the case.
But and I think that's one of those things where as a parent, you know, I don't know why people feel it's a failure, and for whatever reason, even as a child, my younger years, I felt I was a failure because I knew deep down inside who I was. So you know, we're having this empowerment conversation right now on Straight Talk. You know, be who you are and be comfortable with who you are. As a child, if you're young, even adults, if you feel you know who you are, be comfortable with who you are. Parents, love your kids. Love your kids. Just love your kids.
That's it. That's all you can do.
And watch Mary Jane. And watch
Mary Jane.
The Life We Live.
And watch Life.
And watch Being John Doe when it comes out. But seriously, I think for whatever reason, it's the stereotype that comes along with being gay. My goal as a young gay black man, you know, I'm 24. My goal. Okay. My bae don't believe it. He be trying to come for me. But my goal in life is to be able to be a representation for myself, the homosexual lifestyle, the black community where I come from. What black what? Lifestyle. Bitch, bye. Lifestyle. Anyway, he has an issue with lifestyle. But I want to be. I want
a young professional. That's a lifestyle.
I want to be one of those type of people that can say, "This is where I came from. This is what I dealt with. This is where I am," and be able to look back at that and say, "Okay, yes, I made it to where I'm at right now." And, you know, I guess he's saying the same thing. He just has an issue with.
Because to me, lifestyle in first choice.
Oh my God, we're not talking about lifestyle. We're not going to talk about. We're not.
You say lifestyle in first choice.
Anyway, at least he's able to say that, you know, being a gay black man. How old are you? 22.
I'm 27.
27.
And proud.
You know, it's successful gay black men out there that's
living and successful and happy and authentic. Like, it's not a... You have something to say? Because your face said something.
I had, something was in my...
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, they're happy, successful, professional.
Tyler Perry?
I didn't say that, Tyler.
Let me stop playing with Tyler. I love Tyler Perry. His plays.
You're going to get a cease and desist at this
For real? Like, you say his name one more time.
Okay,
one more time.
You will be shut down, baby. Look, you won't have any chance.
I'm out right here and put a picture of what I was sent to him saying, "Girl, bye." But anyway, you know, to wrap up, we talked about representation of gay black men in the media. I know we went for like 5 hours.
Because that's what we do.
A whole bunch of other stuff, but hopefully y'all still enjoyed it. But like I said, we talked about representation of gay blacks in television, movies, all of that. If you're out there, if you like writing, if you want to act, do all those things, my encouragement to you, it will be to do it. Make it happen. If you feel that there's something that you want to see that you don't see, try to get it out there. You know, start out on the smallest level and work your way up to the top. You know, I'm still on the small level, but at the end of the day, you know, I in my heart, I believe that eventually I'll get to where I want to be and be able to represent the people that I want to represent, but most of all represent who I am as an individual.
Absolutely.
What else we talked about? Empire, wonderful show.
Wonderful show. Hey Taraji girl, call me.
And one of my favorite shows. Before we wrap up, I want to also mention, because they had like the little. What time is it? We got 2 minutes. The whole representation of gay blacks and all of that in the media and all of that, the gays. One of the things that I loved about How to Get Away with Murder, with their finale episode, with what they did with the gay character and his boyfriend. Did you see that?
How to Get Away with? Yes.
They went get tested together. The boyfriend, the one that recommended that, hey, we go get tested because, you know, we're doing our own thing, he actually ended up getting tested. He tested positive. And so it wasn't the main character, but at the same time, I love how they incorporated somebody getting positive, because on a daily basis, people are they're testing positive. It's real, it's out there. If you're dating, if you're having sex, or whatever the case may be, get
Even
tested.
if you're not dating or having sex, just get in the habit.
Tested.
Just get tested.
But it's one of the things, like, I love that aspect of, I know we talked about the representation of gays and all of that, but it's like it's positive, something that we need to understand that it's real, it's out there, people are testing positive. So I do love the fact that that was incorporated in How to Get Away with Murder.
Yes. We love you too, Shonda.
I couldn't really talk about it because
there's a few more black gays, but that's neither.
Exactly. Hey, shit, I done tweeted her a couple of times. She gonna be retweeting me. Shit, I wouldn't mind being on Scandal and
probably because you advocate
I want
for yourself, to be honest. Like,
no, I haven't. I've been like, I tweet the show and stuff. But if she want me to, I wouldn't mind playing Oliver.
who is it?
See what this is what happened. This is what happened. Daddy Pope, he had another child on the side, and Oliver's mom died. And when his mom died, that's when he found out who his real dad was, which was
Oliver.
I just made it. It just came to my head. What's the daddy name? What's his name?
Eli.
Eli. Eli. It could be shit. I could be Eli Jr.
But you wouldn't.
Anyway,
Like, he
listen.
would not be who he is, and
Anyway.
nobody know that he has an Eli Jr. somewhere.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. He can do what he want. He's Eli.
Girl.
He runs B613. But anyway,
Shonda,
this
girl.
what happened. Shonda, if you listening, because he's a hater.
I am not a hater.
What happened is, he had a son on the side. The mom was like, no, I don't want him to be a part of your life, blah, 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 blah. When she died, that's when he finds out who his father was. Once he finds out his father, he realizes that Olivia Pope is his sister and all of that, and so he comes and he takes over.
Past
So
that
hey,
episode, child.
Daddy Columbus,
Daddy Columbus gonna pull the trigger, baby. You not gonna
since
make it to the
Columbus
last
is
episode.
gone,
honey.
since Columbus is gone, you know,
That was a-
hey, hit me up. I wouldn't mind. I'll be Olivia's brother. Come in and take over, be Olivia Pope and Associates. Let me know. Hook me up. But anyway, like I was saying, to wrap it up before people started hating. I'm trying to give me a job.
Hating
Trying
is
to give
an
me a
action
job.
word, honey.
But like the last thing we talked about, being Mary Jane comes on Tuesdays. I don't know how many episodes they have left for this season, but if y'all haven't watched Being Mary Jane, I fucking love that goddamn show. It's a great show. So, any last words? Any final thoughts?
No.
I have a question. You know grind my gears? Grinds my gears?
Grinds my gears.
One quick thing that tell them what grinds your gears.
What grinds my gears? Oh, I don't know. You go first.
Okay.
Let me think.
I'm gonna try to put it in a little box. These memes on
Memes?
It's Mimi. MEME.
Memes?
Excuse me. Is that Mimi?
I thought it was memes.
No.
But whatever, like whatever floats your boat, tomato.
I thought it was Mimi shit. I don't know. Mimi. But anyway, these fucking pictures of random people that people just feel like reposting and creating new captions
In
and all of that.
T-minus 2 seconds. You
And-
can see something on TV happen and like, boom. As soon as you get on social media, it is there. So, I mean.
One of the things that annoys me is the religious ones. It's like people want to repost these things. Like, come on, if you don't even go to fucking church, but yet you posting this thing like, oh my god, this spiritual revelation and all of that. Like, get over it. Stop reposting these things. Stop creating them. Let them go. If it's not. Some of them are not funny at all. And I guess like in the last video we talked about me being literal and stuff, so I guess maybe I'm too literal to understand it, but that's my grinds my gears type thing. Here, a quick like 2 minutes. What you got?
What grinds my gears? All the unnecessary foolery.
Example?
For me, okay, look, this is what I
You got
don't
like
like.
2 minutes.
I don't like the satire sites. I understand everybody gotta have to get but I feel like it's so unnecessary. And you kids be running with it on social media. Like, you repost and share and tweet, and it's like, this is not a real story. Like, it's making us stupid because we're believing that it's real media and it's not real news.
To sum it up, y'all need to get a fucking life and let it go.
No,
Get out of Beyonce business.
I wouldn't say it like that. But what I would say is, I mean, we're in an investigative society right now, so you cannot take the first thing you see on, Facebook or Twitter and automatically assume that it's fact. Because if something's, and a lot of times the titles are so ridiculous that that's a trigger in your mind, or like, let me fact check really quick. So that's annoying me because I feel like it's making us stupid as a society. Like, we're just
time for so long.
we're actually taking these things and running with them.
You know,
So-
me and you and my dog Blue, we can do anything that we wanna do.
You done?
I was
What is
rapping.
that? The outro.
Yeah.
Bye.